Wow, what is this? Some sort of purgatorial liminal space?
No, this is just regular West Virginia.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, the only way to escape is to watch and explain all 3 of the Silent Hill movies.
Yeah, I'll do anything.
I come from a world full of...
First thing we see is a bunch of underclothed, sexy parents running through the woods screaming for a Sharon. Hot Mommy eventually ends up at one of those deep chasm waterfalls that you always find located about 12 feet from major roads, and notices her 9-year-old daughter standing on the ledge looking weird. Then the waterfall dissolves into those Isengard pits where they grow Uruk-hai. Though I don't know if anybody can see that except maybe the daughter, who is also down there too, but looking eviler. Also, Sharon won't stop screaming about Silent Hill, whatever the hell that means, and her dad is Boromir.
We'll find a way through this. We'll find a way.
He didn't.
That's the intro. You're welcome. Aren't you glad you clicked on this video?
Yes.
No.
Anyway, on a different day, Sharon sits against a tree in a brightly lit field drawing shit, and her mom is like, "Oh, are you drawing shit here in this brightly lit field? I almost didn't even see you there drawing shit in this brightly lit field."
What are you doing there, pumpkin?
Did I say you could stop painting, bitch?
And Sharon meows a lot.
Hey. What is that?
Like more than is necessary.
Objection. She's not a cat, Your Honor.
And the mom is like, "Hey, we're actively on the very trip I'm about to mention, but hey, Sharon, did you remember that special trip that will hopefully help you with your sleepwalking thing?" And she's like, "Yes, I remember that. We're on the trip." I don't know why you phrased it that way.
You know we're going on a special trip, don't you?
Here's a judgy sign.
You son!
Boromir is not on this trip because the last time he went on a big trip, he did not get very far. But he does check a ghost town's website to learn, shit, there's a Silent Hill, West Virginia.
Well,
Which I guess is where they're going. Don't see how that will help her more than going to a psych ward. But to be fair, every time Dave says something I don't like, I drop him off at an abandoned ghost town for a week, and it seems to cure him of even being able to speak. Daddy's not thrilled by this and tries to cancel their credit cards because
one does not simply walk into
West Virginia.
Your card was declined.
Checkmate, bitch.
But shockingly, it doesn't work. One day, science will find a way to keep people out of West Virginia, but it is not this day. They stop at a gas station where a sexy lady cop is like, "I don't know about these two. I wonder if the child is abducted." And so the cop follows and then tries to pull them over, but totally innocent Hot Mommy speeds away at 1,000,000 miles per hour.
Keep your seatbelt fastened, honey.
Slamming through fences and eventually crashing when she maybe sees another kid in the road. I, too, commit violent car felonies whenever I'm trying to help my kids with their sleepwalking. And believe me, that's a lot of violent car felonies because I have 3 children. Sign up for my Patreon to pay for my murderous vehicle rampage legal fees so I can keep helping my children.
Objection.
Anyway, Hot Mommy smacks her noggin so hard she passes out. And when she wakes up, the sky is just shitting ash everywhere. Also, Sharon is gone. But maybe her sleepwalking is cured? If so, worth it. You know, leave and cleave. You gotta let those kids grow up eventually. Mommy wanders through the abandoned town of Silent Hill, West Virginia, just in case there are any hot cousins around for her to marry, which, hey, fun fact, it's actually illegal to marry your first cousin in West Virginia. You know where it is legal to marry your first cousin? Regular Virginia, baby! High five, Dave! Let's go! Let's go marry some cousins, Dave!
Hey, look, someone's attractive cousin.
Man, I tell you what, every time we film one of these, Dave has married a new cousin. That's why we had so many toaster ovens for the Terminator video. He just keeps getting them as wedding presents from his aunts/mothers-in-law. Dave's family tree is really more like a telephone pole.
Don't like that.
No, Dave. That's why we all came to Virginia. Our ancestors, our cousins, came here and they populated this place with their cousins. Anyway, Hot Mommy sees a girl run around again and chases her down a flight of stairs, but then an air raid siren goes off and things get super dark, both literally and figuratively.
That's a metaphor.
Mommy uses a lighter to see that she's somewhere that's serving major wet warehouse vibes, and she hears the kid again. And I think this movie is basically like Mad Max Fury Road if the tanker was a small child and Immortan Joe was also on foot and a hot mommy, instead of just chasing a hot mommy in a tanker. Can you track that metaphor? I'm saying There's a big hot mommy intersection between the two movies.
That's mine!
Hot mommy.
But before hot mommy can get to the kid, she finds a gored out miner guy who isn't fully dead and a bunch of weird burning toddlers who rip off some of her clothes.
What a hot mommy.
Eventually, they just sort of burn away and the light returns and we're back in regular old Asheville. It's apparent that we're dealing with some sort of upside down scenario here where occasionally the darkness takes over and bowling alleys look extra evil and burned babies start crawling around, but only temporarily. Sort of like most bowling alleys. Do not go into an AMF Kegler's after like 8 p.m. Anyway, she wanders some more and bumps into a creeper lady who is like, I've also lost my daughter.
We've all lost our children.
What are the odds?
Well, in a bowling alley, very high. Boromir, by the way, spends most of the movie driving around and looking for his hot mommy of a maybe first cousin wife and also his daughter, but not too hard because yikes, have you seen the prices of college tuition these days? I mean, if he finds her, great, but if not,
We're gonna keep that money.
and he does actually make it into Silent Hill escorted by some other cop. But this version of Silent Hill seems much less ashy. Still sure, but much closer to a sepia tone thing than a full grayscale thing. So apparently we are dealing with 3 levels of existence here. All Boromir basically learns is that Sharon is adopted. I mean, I guess we learned that. I assume he already knew that. And that Sharon originally came from Silent Hill and was originally named Alessa. This is why I refuse to adopt anything besides sentient talking mice. And the cop is constantly like, dude, just leave it alone. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. And Boromir mostly does what he's asked to do, which is nothing.
One doesn't.
Nothing.
Although at one point he smells his wife maybe as she runs around in the underworld, so I don't know, just know that that's going on in the background of the rest of the movie. Hey, fun fact, the writer of this movie helped write Pulp Fiction and won the Academy Award for Best Screenplay. And given everything he's worked on since, I'm starting to think that Tarantino is maybe a bit more responsible for that script.
Well, I just reject your hypotheses.
But anyway, mommy gets back to her car, but it doesn't work, and the sexy lady cop shows up and is like, hey, hot mommy, you're under arrest. And mommy's like, for what?
Son, anything you say
What
can
the
and will
hell
be used
for?
against.
And the answer is evading the police, you lunatic, not to mention suspected kidnapping or child trafficking. And in case you're wondering why she wasn't arrested earlier, the cop also crashed and got knocked out. She was sleeping on the job, basically.
Cracked my head on the road pretty good when my bike went down.
You stupid cop.
They try to leave, but the road sort of runs out, dropping into oblivion, which is less than ideal, and also would suggest that actually they're in Atlanta. A creepy thing shows up and pukes acid on the cop, forcing her to remove some of her clothes, which I guess means the porno I'm writing is now obsolete.
Is that piss?
And also it allows hot mommy to escape. Still handcuffed though, which seems like a bad idea since the cop has the gun and the handcuff keys, but also would be willing to help her find her daughter. Like, why does she distrust this cop so much? If she just talked to her instead of peddling it to the metal, she wouldn't be in this purgatorial hellscape right now. But whatever, she finds a map and she checks out a school inside which she looks for things. Papers, keys, things. Not sure what she's hoping to find, but this flashlight will probably be useful if she ever finds herself in hell and or a bowling alley again. She finds a desk with some witch handprints and a weird flashback to Alessa getting bullied, which I don't understand the timeline because the town has been shut down for 30 years, but Sharon was dropped off as a baby presumably 9 years ago. So had she just been a baby for 21 years?
Hey.
Is that your thing, Dave? Is that why you're such a little whiny bitch, always asking for milk? It's because you've been a baby for 33 years? Are you 33?
I'm 33.
God, you were so old. 32, I'm spry. I don't know, but there's the girl, probably Alessa again. So mommy chases her again and does the stall kick-in thing in a bathroom until she finds the aftermath of the worst shit of all time. Just brutal what went down in there. It was like barbed wire and stuff. I don't know what happened in there.
Damn! You saved my battle shit!
But she pulls something out of the dead dude's mouth, because why wouldn't she? And as she leaves, she runs into some old-timey coal miners who try to get to her, but they give up when their literal coal mine canary starts flipping out, and the "it's all about to become evil" siren goes off again. And then, yeah, everything transforms to be shittier, and there's a freaky dead dude bound feet to head. And people getting eaten by bugs and shit. And I guess Alessa is there looking weird, and there's also a dude with a pyramid for a head wandering around.
There he is.
And I'm gonna be honest, I think I would just go ahead and die at this point. It is too much, it is too weird, my brain would break, and I'd die, and bonus, I'd never have to pay taxes. My family could cash in my life insurance, and maybe we'd all learn the meaning of Christmas!
That's right. That's right.
But no, she's dragged away by Lady Cop, and it turns out that the cockroaches have little faces. That legally makes them people, meaning they probably have to pay taxes. Sucks for them. Hope they at least learn the meaning of Christmas.
Money, money.
But I doubt it. They lock themselves in a room, and there's a massive scraping sound, and the cop is like...
You hear that?
Did you hear that? Yes, she heard the incredibly loud sound, officer. But right then, Pyramid Head stabs through the door with an impractically large blade and goes absolutely berserk. It's like his head is in the clouds, and he's having some internal strife. Sephiroth. Man, if there was ever a time to not be busty, it would be this time. But eventually he gives up as nature heals, so it's okay to be busty again. Thank God. Alright.
We're gonna be okay.
They analyze the thing that Mommy pulled from that dead dude's mouth and decide it's from the local hotel.
The key.
So they go there while some surprisingly sexy music bumps. And they find a woman named Anna throwing rocks at the other weirder mommy from earlier. And they're like, whoa, calm down, ladies. And Anna is like, well, this woman was cast out from whatever weird-ass religious cult I'm a part of, thus rocks.
Get back!
Also, I'm here looking for food for Mother.
Mother needs more.
Oh, and this symbol on the ground is the symbol of us and also maybe our elders' elders, who we probably can't marry here in West Virginia, but it might be fine to marry them across the border in sexy Virginia, which, as we all know, is for lovers. Lovers of elders.
Virginia is for words we not only see, but feel.
Sometimes I say the things that I wrote out loud, and I just hope that people can track, because I can't track as I'm saying it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, they explore the hotel with Anna in tow because I guess that makes more sense than interrogating her to figure out what the hell is actually going on. And also, weird mommy buggered off somewhere, and they mostly just discover a hidden room that almost certainly doesn't meet code, and also her daughter, again, I guess. But it's not really her daughter, and also she's burning.
I'm burning. I just said that.
Double also, Mommy has been wearing her cell phone on a chain around her neck the whole movie. That must be something from the games, right? No way they came up with that for the movie. Anna says a bunch of culty nonsense bullshit about the darkness coming.
The darkness is coming!
And she recommends they hide in the town church. I guess all the birds hate the darkness too.
Get the fuck out of here!
And oh, look at that, the air raid siren comes from the church, and there are actually a bunch of people running inside, including this creepy lady in charge.
Hello.
And the weird mom is there too, and they talk to her about how they might have the same daughter, but like, maybe they should talk inside?
Rose, hurry!
You stupid idiot!
The world's going to shit, and yeah, Pyramid Head shows up and rips off Anna's clothes. And skin. That's one step too many. You had me in the first half, but then you pushed it just a little too far. But I guess Dave has already grabbed some salad dressing, so half a point, I guess. He's not slowing down. They finally run inside the church, and the people are like, these chicks are witches! Which is why I'm wearing the hat. Yeah, now it makes sense, right? But their queen is like, nah, I doubt that they're witches. Anyway, what can I do for you? And Mommy is like, I'm trying to find my daughter. And the woman is like, ooh.
Only the demon knows where she is.
Sounds rad.
So I guess we'll take you to the demon. So they walk to the demon building, and the queen is like, just so you know, this demon sometimes looks like a little girl, but as long as you have faith, it's no biggie. Step in this evil elevator. Hey, I'm sure it'll be totally fine.
Let me do this.
But before they can begin their new adventure to the demon, Queen notices a picture of Mommy's daughter and is like, oh shit, that's Alessa. Y'all are witches.
Witch! I mean, not literally.
But Lady Cop beats the shit out of everybody and gets Mommy to the elevator and then literally descends her to hell. Then Lady Cop reveals that, lol, she actually doesn't have any bullets. So the cultists beat the shit out of her. I don't know why she didn't just pretend that she did have bullets, so they let her escape, but I guess that'd be a whole other scene, and this movie already has a lot of scenes. She's just trying to help me out now. So helpful, this cop. Also, I can't remember who says it or where, but these people burn witches, right? That's their whole thing. They hate witches, so they burn them. Just like how I hate Dave's, and I burn them after each shoot. This is like our 100th Dave over here.
I found your secret room.
And you know what? I think I'm gonna have to burn him after this. Should be pretty easy considering you're smothered in vinaigrette.
I'm burning.
But okay, Mommy's in hell now and she runs into a pack of sexy nurses. Not bad, this hell. Oh no, they've all got scalpels and they're attracted to light and they want to murder her. That's bad.
That's not sexy.
Fortunately, Mommy sneaks through them and enters a door into a pure white room of exposition and flashback. So, okay, here's the deal, as best I can tell, explained in my famously clear way. So there was once this bastard girl named Alessa that everybody made fun of because of the whole bastard thing. And to make matters worse and the script more rated M for mature, she was raped by the school janitor. And then the queen lady was like, all right, Alessa's mom named Dahlia, look, there's a lot of sin going on here. And we just gotta purify it all by setting your kid on fire. And Dahlia's like, well, if you say so, I guess that makes sense. But as they take her kid away to be set on fire, she has some doubts. And she calls the cops, who do arrive in time to save Alessa, but not before A, she's burned all the shit, and B, the fire thing accidentally gets overturned, and somehow that fire gets to the coal under the town, and now the coal under the town has been burning for decades, which is why it's abandoned. And this is why you never have ritualistic witch burning ceremonies over exposed coal veins. My grandma used to say that,
I just think you suck.
and am I crazy, or does this whole setup between the bastards and the sexual assault and the setting little girls on fire and Sean Bean all have a real, like, a Game of Thrones vibe?
Not today.
Like me at the last season of Game of Thrones, Alessa gets pretty peeved about the whole being set on fire thing. You thought I was going to talk about how at the end of Game of Thrones I was disappointed, but no, I was set on fire.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. She's so peeved, in fact, that her soul splits into a dark part, which is the weird girl we've been chasing and who is somehow responsible for all the shifting dimensions of Silent Hill, and a nice part. That's Sharon. Who is taken to the real world to be adopted, even though, again, it is the only way this makes sense is if it either took Alessa like 21 years or so for her soul to split, and I guess when it split it became a baby, or if Sharon was a baby for like ever. I mean, none of this makes sense, but I just don't understand why the timeline is so confusing. I guess that's what happens when you set girls on fire.
Sorry.
So anyway, Alessa wants hella revenge, but unfortunately she can't get into the church, which is why that's where everybody hides during the dark times. So Mommy lets her into her body, I guess. Sort of a Trojan horse thing. And hey, if Alessa is the demon, why would the queen lady let hot Mommy go meet her? Even if she didn't know the demon was Alessa, or that the mommy was related to the demon somehow, why would she, a religious fanatic, want anybody to go meet a literal demon? What was she getting out of this deal? I realized that she changed her mind when she realized that she was Alessa's adoptive mother or whatever, but again, what was the original thought process? Maybe I'm overthinking this and she's just a jerk, but no, that's crazy. Religious people are never awful.
You are destroyed forever?
I'm burning.
I don't know, but apparently Sharon has been chilling at Dahlia's house this whole time, and the two of them are grabbed by old-timey coal miners and taken to the church where, hey, cop lady is also, because I guess she didn't die.
It's okay. Your mom is coming.
And they're like, all right, we need to just start over and set everybody on fire. So first, they slow roast the cop.
Barbecue!
But before they can slow roast Sharon, Mommy shows up and says a bunch of nonsense, final monologue bullshit, and the cultists react how I wish I could.
I come from a world full of...
And also, I think it's revealed that these people all think they're living in the post-apocalypse, but Mommy has somehow learned that no, they're all dead, actually.
There was no apocalypse!
I mean, they can become more dead if a man with a pyramid for a head rips off their clothes and then their skin, but even without that, they're still dead. And also, they still have to eat, as evidenced by Anna scavenging for food. This is the worst death ever. I bet they also have to pay death taxes, and all their Christmases are devoid of meaning.
Quiet, quiet.
The queen, she gets bored, and she stabs the mom, but her blood lets Dark Alessa out, I think, and she opens up a portal to hell or whatever, which lets Burned Alessa, which is, I guess, the third. There's 3 Alessas now, and she comes out of the ground, but she's still tethered to her hospital bed and looking rough.
Oh, girl, you nasty.
And she's also sporting just about 1 million razor wires, which she uses to kill everybody, including the queen's taint. I mean, she is right up there.
I've got a little itch.
I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got a little itch. I got
You nasty.
Mommy grabs Sharon and covers her eyes and tells her not to look.
Shut your eyes.
But I think she's already seen plenty. Not sure what difference it'll make at this point. Whatever happens, you're mortgaging your house 5 times over to pay for the kids' therapy bills anyway, so at least let her enjoy the show.
You nasty.
But then the chaos ends, and Dahlia is still alive and is like, that's wacky. I was sure that she would kill me too, since I was her mom, and I let her get burned. But Mommy is like, actually, the theme of this movie is motherhood.
Because you're her mother.
That makes sense.
And so they walk away. And then the car works and they drive off the edge of the cliff, which apparently was just an optical illusion, a la Indiana Jones. Except everything is still suspiciously ashy. And yeah, even when they get home, it turns out that they're stuck in Middleburg or whatever, and Boromir can sort of sense their presence, but he's for sure living on a different plane of existence. But maybe he can smell them? End of movie!
What?
Ugh, I've only been in this hellscape for like 20 minutes, but I swear my skin has aged like 40 years.
It's the pepperoni roll residue in the air.
Well, something needs to change soon, or else you're gonna have to give me a sexy nurse outfit to wear. Because I'll start to look like them because their faces are weird and like my face is starting to look weird.
Yeah, that happened. But hey, this might help.
Particle face cream?
Yeah. It combines cutting-edge technology with high-grade ingredients so men can experience serious skincare benefits that reverse the effects of wandering around on top of an abandoned coal fire fueled by guilt.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I'm gonna rub it on my face immediately. That smells good, and I somehow don't even feel oily?
Your skin looks smooth, moisturized, deeply nourished by Dead Sea minerals, and notably unaffected by the stresses of being chased by an evil, telepathic girl whose soul was split.
Wow, that is awesome. Do I have to join a religious doomsday cult to get more, though?
We prefer the term religious doomsday family, and there are many benefits, but you could also just go to particleformen.co/drjordanbreeding and use code breeding20 for a 20% discount site-wide.
I think I'll just go to particleformen.co/drjordanbreeding and use promo code breeding20 for 20% off their products site-wide so that I can finish this video before my face melts off.
Suit yourself. Oh, it does have a 30-day money-back guarantee.
The cult or the particle face cream?
Both!
You're pretty f***ed up, but I don't know, I think you're goofy fun inside.
Ash! Alarms! Production logo's getting shitty and probably going to literally hell. We are so back, baby. Except wait, Revelation? Truly, too many horror sequels are subtitled now. Do you think John of Patmos, the author of Revelation, ever thinks about suing? I mean, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me like 12 times, I think he'd have a legit case. Just think about it, John. You crazy nut. Actually, I guess he should also sue Left Behind, potentially. Oh, God!
This guy's about to make a lot of money.
He's gonna be so rich, dude. He's gonna be living in the biggest heaven mansion. Cut to some chick running around a creepy carnival just a couple steps ahead of some Dr. Dooms. We quickly learn this is one of those creepy reverse carnivals where the fish are dead, but the stuffed animals are alive. Those are the two main things at a carnival. Stuffed animals and fish. I grew up in Virginia. Our carnivals, not great.
You don't have a high bar for carnival.
Dad, can we go see the alive fish at the carnival? It's been a hard year on the farm, the Virginia farm, on the graphic design farm. The girl hops on the carousel, which is manually operated by that pyramid guy who I guess is trapped here by his nipples? Would you rip your nipples off to escape hell? This movie is asking big questions. Do you stay in hell with your nipples? Do you escape hell without your nipples?
Well, it kind of depends on what hell's like.
You're operating a carousel forever.
Not so bad. It could be worse. Like I said, as far as hell jobs, okay, I'll go without the nipples. I'll go without.
Okay, that's the only answer.
Still got my ass.
You still got your 50% of you that is ass. Oh, and some of the carousel horses are tied up gimps. Oh, does that change your opinion? Like, wait. I'm sorry, I thought they were just horses.
You didn't say anything about it. Tied up gimps.
Bring out the gimp.
I hate carnivals.
Also, the chick burns up. Dave! And again, to clarify, Dave, not a real carnival. This was all a hypothetical. I'm going to hell. Dave, come back. You can't go there to burn girls and ride gimps. I'm sorry.
Burn Girls Ride Gimps is a great truck bumper sticker.
Dude, save a horse, ride a gimp. Save a log, burn a girl. So, okay. We've all been sort of talking about your new tattoo. You're fired. The girl wakes up and is like, wow, that was a doozy. And Boromir runs in to be like, you all right? Ah, murder in a classic double dream. I'm already exhausted with this movie.
I don't want to do this again.
You and me both, sister.
I know, honey.
Apparently, she and Boromir are on the run and moving around a lot, and she's currently named Heather.
Why Heather?
Honestly, I have no idea.
But that's just temporary, because again, they're on the run. That's why every time my wife and I go on a run, I force her to call me Charles. It is very sexy. Anyway, happy birthday, Heather. Here's a vest that, you were wearing in at least one of your double dreams? Okay, have fun at school. Remember not to tell anybody you're on the run. Heather's like, got that, I know.
Getting a little bit gray there, Dad.
And then she immediately tells the entire class that she moves a lot and doesn't want to get to know anybody because she'll move again soon.
Very impressive.
I think that's kind of the opposite of what your dad was saying, you know, like what he was hoping you would say. Maybe she'll get lucky and everybody will be distracted by the other new kid, Jon Snow.
Are you kidding me? I can't follow that.
Who, wait, he was Ned Stark's son, kind of, right? Should I have called Boromir Ned? I really boofed this whole script up. I mean, we'll stick to Boromir for now, but just know that I am not happy about it. I usually cut my head off, am I right? Anyway, well, Heather's at school spilling her friggin' guts. Boromir looks through her weird-ass dream journal and puts part of it into a weird-ass box, bursting with weird-ass drawings as well as a big-ass, weird-ass, evil-ass penny. We then finally get a flashback explaining that Hot Mommy from last movie somehow managed to bring Sharon back from Asheville using a friggin' seal or some shit.
I found a seal. Part of it is missing.
Who cares? The point is, Heather is Sharon from the first movie, just recast as somebody who doesn't meow so friggin' much. And Hot Mommy is still trapped in hell, I guess. Oh, also, bad Silent Hill people are gonna keep looking for Sharon, so like, don't let her go back to Silent Hill. And Boromir's like, all right, but to be clear, you're not coming back?
Don't go.
It's crazy that the plot of this movie is about not going back to Silent Hill, because in the last movie, the plot was about not going to Silent Hill. So we've raised the stakes by doing the exact same thing.
So the next one will be no,
I don't, how many times do I have to say this?
Like, actually do not go back.
Like, please stop.
You had one job.
Back at school, everything gets and flashbacky until Snow, here named Vincent
Cooper.
snaps Sharon out of it because he's lost looking for math.
Can't find math. Any ideas?
You check your butt.
Yeah, it's just so hard to find the generic high school math class, but he's not just looking for math. My man clearly wants some. So he invites her to coffee, but she says, no, I can't. I'm unfriendly and unshaved. I think that's the only way to get a man to be like, well, then never mind. Ew.
I wish you would stop introducing yourself like that.
I really don't want to know anyone here.
Shaved.
She also thinks she's being followed, though not nearly as hard as her dad is. But the last thing he told her to do before he got nabbed was to meet him at a mall, so that's where Sharon goes. Way more fun than a regular safe house. They never have pretzels in regular safe houses. And while there, she watches just the yuckiest little kid's birthday party ever, and then runs away from a guy who claims he's a private investigator hired to find her by the order of Valtiel to bring her back. Oh my God, to Silent Hill? But that's she's not supposed to go there.
But they want you back. Seems we're at an impasse then.
Actually, he is a nice guy, and he didn't even know they were an evil cult. I guess he heard Order of the Happy Meal and thought Sharon had like won some free nuggets or something, but now he knows the truth, and he regrets it. He's like, we are the Order of Valtiel. You must find this girl and bring her back to our town that doesn't even exist. It sunk into the fire 50 years ago. He's like, you're not evil, are you? You're not like being mean? No.
Okay then.
But
Where'd he go?
he probably even more regrets how he's killed by some weird demon thing that first lops his fingers off in stunning 3D. Quick poll for the audience. Were you ever more likely to see a ass horror movie if you knew it was in 3D. The only movies I've ever been glad I saw in 3D were the Avatar movies. Otherwise, I've actively avoided them. I guess they probably had 2D showings of this movie too, but clearly 3D was something that horror movies at this time period kept doing for some reason. Was it you? You have to tell me if it's your fault if they kept making these.
Sorry.
Sharon finally stumbles outside onto, whoops, a crime scene where the cops are like, we got this dead guy here, and we also found a coat covered in blood that's probably related. And oh, look at that, there's a piece of paper with all of Sharon's damned aliases written out in Sharpie on it. Wow, I think we cracked the case. And look, I'm no expert on evading the cops, but Dave is, and he says you should never write all your names down on a piece of paper that you leave in your coat. And also, don't leave your coat on dead bodies. That's crime 101, which, by the way, Vincent, is 2 doors down from math.
Yeah, they found a guy dead in there. Did you see?
Hi, what's your name? Heather. Is that? It's either that or Sharon. Honestly, I don't remember.
What's wrong?
I can't tell you.
Speaking of, Vincent is there and is like, oh, hey, what's going on, Heather? Or should I say Sharon?
Where's your coat?
Is it covered in blood or something? And she's like, I gotta go by. But Vincent follows her and they hop on a bus where he's like, hey, there are no dreams, just endless realities. My grandpa said that. My grandpa's crazy.
Oh. What happened to the small talk?
You're cute.
I think you're goofy fun inside.
Dude, I don't think this is gonna work, but damn if I don't admire your persistence. You ever gone up to a girl and been like, hey, tell you what, my crazy ass grandpa used to say, there are no dreams, just endless realities.
And then he'd stare deep into the void.
You want a date or something?
No difference between fantasy and reality.
Sharon leaves him to go inside her apartment, but she, not all that loudly, is like, Dad, are you gone? And unrelatedly, did you paint this huge message in blood on the wall? I'm not saying I don't like it. It's pretty big. I wish you'd asked me before you painted this big message in blood. Also, it smells like blood, which isn't my favorite smell.
I heard you yell. Is everything all right?
And within 2 seconds, Vincent runs up and is like, I heard you making noises that implied you needed my big manly assistance and or loving? And Sharon breaks down and is like, okay, whatever. I need your help because I can't drive. Also, let's not call the police because I'm on the run. I mean, I'm sensitive to flashing lights. Woohoo! Saved it again. I'm so good at this. Been doing it my whole life, and I'm an expert now. Me. Heather. Heather is me. Me is Heather.
What have you done?
Nothing. I haven't done anything, I swear.
You sure about that?
Vincent's like, sure thing, I don't care. So Sharon runs upstairs to grab the big ass penny and also...
a gun?
Not sure why you're surprised, Vincent. You saw the blood on the wall, the fact that she can't call the police, that her dad's been abducted, that she moves a lot, that her roots are showing.
You know your roots are showing.
She's a very sketchy girl. Sketchy girls usually have guns.
Why do you need a gun?
Girl stuff?
Oh, also Boromir left a letter that was like, if you're reading this, I'm probably dead or I'm screwed or something. Don't go to freaking Silent Hill, I swear to God. Also, remember that guy I killed 2 years ago? He was trying to take you to Silent Hill where, and I can't emphasize this enough, you should not go.
You must resist it.
Anyway, hey Vincent, thanks again for driving me to Silent Hill. Oh, the cops do actually think Sharon murdered that private investigator.
You wanted probable cause? This is it.
So that seems bad, but not as bad as returning to basically hell where you were raped and burned and murdered as a child until your soul split or whatever, but like, it's still pretty bad. I would probably rather be framed for murder than the other thing, but they're both bad. Hey, did you know that originally
Silent Hill was originally a prison colony built on ground taken from the native Indians?
And that the cult there believes their god could be resurrected through a child and they'd save the world? Oh, and Pyramid Head is that kid's guardian? Wow, so many interesting things in this interesting book that we're reading. Hope I don't get car sick though. Last thing I need is puke on my pants.
If you're reading this and...
That's why you need to stop at this ass motel. But no, once they're inside, Vincent's like, you really shouldn't go to this hell place. And boy, he's really just accepting the most insane anybody's ever said as obvious fact.
Because I am a child of the order.
There it is. He got his pecs all tore up so he could enter this non-hell dimension and lure Sharon back to Silent Hill with his sexy butt like a carrot dangling in front of a horny donkey. But now Vincent's like, Sharon seems so cool. I don't think she's pure evil like the cult all says she is. So like, don't go. After all,
You're the innocent part.
and if you go back then, Alessa might recombine with you, which would allow the order to finally kill her or something. Anyway, that's who grabbed your dad because you have to come back willingly and
again, don't come back. But if you do, you need to find the other half of that penny, which is owned by my grandfather, who is in an insane asylum.
But winter is coming.
Wrong series, kid.
The darkness is coming.
Here it is. Oh, also the world gets randomly shitty all the time because of you, Sharon. It's your dumb fault. You're using your powers to make everything suck ass. Like King Midas, if everything he touched sucked ass. Oh no, bye, Vincent! Sharon wakes up in Ash World and also apparently right next to Silent Hill. Well, that's convenient considering she can't drive. She wanders through town, looked down upon by some escaped Disney's Haunted Mansion's mirror illusion-ass ghosts.
They were just like running around nude and you see like one of their big old fucking hairy nuts.
No. Until Alessa's mom pops up to be like, wow.
You should not be here.
Why does everyone keep telling me that?
But also, I guess there's nothing any of us can do about it, so I might as well mention that technically, when Alessa split, she put the good part of herself into a whole-ass new baby. So maybe that explains the timeline and age discrepancies, kind of? Uh-oh. Sharon ends up in the town's mannequin warehouse. Every town in West Virginia has one, and yes, of course, the way West Virginia mannequins are made is by taking hot naked ladies and cursing them to become plastic. I'm confused why I have to explain all this like you don't know how West Virginia mannequins are made. And as you'd expect, Sharon finds another girl who she rescues before they're attacked by the very common CG mannequin spider that defends all West Virginia mannequin warehouses. I swear, did any of you go to school? Whoops, never mind on that saving part. Right then, Sharon remembers, oh right, I need to look for Vincent's insane grandfather in the insane asylum so I could find the other half of this big ass penny so I could do, you know, something probably. I mean, they told me not to go, but if I did, I should have this, so we should do that. Coincidentally, Vincent is also sent to the asylum by his mean old mommy.
Take him to the asylum.
No.
And yes, Boromir is still alive, though probably wishing somebody could just Ned Stark him so he could stop being in this movie. But alas. Sharon makes it to the asylum and is immediately attacked, of course. But remember, she's freaking strapped. She finds Grandpa's cell and he's like, oh, I'm blind. Give me the object you have so I can see what it is and maybe help you with it. And she's like, well, I could describe it fairly easily since if this guy knows what it is, he'll understand what I'm saying from the description. It's like this big ass penny seal thing. You either know what that is or you don't. But then again,
I am blind, child.
All right, I'll just hand it over. Hope he doesn't shove it inside of his own chest.
What are you doing? No!
Ow! Shoot! That was the one thing I hoped he wasn't gonna do with the penny. Ah! Well, that's on me. That's my bad.
Oh, shoot. Oh, frick.
Oh, drat. She should have known, though, because that thing is the seal, like Megatron or something. And so, like, what was he gonna do? Not shove it in his chest? What are you, stupid?
How could I not know the seal of Metatron?
No! But yeah, apparently that guy's bad news. I did a whole video on how bad his news was.
No!
Megatron was bad news. That's my point. Grandpa grabs for Sharon, but again, she's strapped.
Not today.
Maybe tomorrow, grab Pa, but not today. Oh, I guess today is fine. Actually, wait, no, not today. Final answer, because she rips out his Megatron heart, which is just the price you have to pay for not wearing a shirt and also not double tapping. She's then grabbed by some crazy dudes in cells, but it's fine because maybe assless Pyramid Head shows up to lop off some arms. For every action in this movie, there is an equal reaction. This is the most science of movies. Vincent, meanwhile, is dragged into a room full of those not quite sexy evil nurses who are apparently 100% motion activated, but he's saved by Sharon because, I don't know, why not? They wander around a bit and she's like, your town sucks.
That's all I've ever known.
The only thing you've ever known sucks, dude.
Yeah, it's like, you can try anything else.
Yeah, dude, it freaking blows here, man.
Because you're gonna love everything else after that.
To go get her, he's basically doing a whole Rumspringa. Wait, you mean not everything is on fire and children are burning and the nurses are motion activated and trying to tear me apart? Some things are bad, but you were at a mall. It's got pretzels.
Dude, Dave & Buster's, they should have taken him into the Dave & Buster's.
He's like, I renounce all cults.
The Dave & Buster's method's changing the world.
He's like, well, now is as good a time to mention for the 100th time that your dad doesn't want you to be here.
He want you to leave.
And she's like,
You don't know that.
yes, he does. Boromir wrote a whole ass letter about it. His hope for Sharon's being in Silent Hill is very well documented. We have like 250 minutes of what he thinks. The whole first movie is him trying to chase mommy down to get her to not go to Silent Hill.
Your card was declined.
But whatever. Now they're in the creepy carnival from the opening dream, and Vincent is like, give me that smooch. And then he runs away to distract the bad guys for like maybe 12 total seconds tops.
Vincent, no!
Not very helpful, but a little bit. Sharon ends back up on the not as gimpy as before carousel, which is still driven by pyramid nipples, and there's fire everywhere until poof! Alessa shows up, but in her angsty tween form that I assume she embodies before attending My Chemical Romance concerts. And the carousel sinks into the ring of fire, and the two halves of this chick have a literal hug battle. They just stand there and they hug. And let me tell you, Sharon is an incredible hugger because she wins the hug battle.
Flawless victory. Fatality.
Wow. I've always said I hate movies that end with big one-on-one CG fights, but I never considered a big one-on-one CG hug off.
What does this girl and girl hug battle look like?
Because I'm not going to be able to focus on the rest of this. It's her evil and her good halves, so the power of love, I guess.
Oh, that's a cop-out.
Is love even that powerful? The other girl can like TK wire up into your taint.
Want a hug?
I don't think I can just hug that away.
I don't think I can hug it out if you've done that to me.
Except then, yeah, Sharon gets off the carousel and runs into evil mommy, who touches the Megatron penny and transforms into butthole-eyed Cenobite, who suddenly has a big one-on-one CG fight with Pyramid Head. Oh my god, so it looks like we get both kinds of CG endings? Before that, though, evil mommy mentioned that they need Sharon's body to create a new god baby, which they'll feed with Boromir's blood, which I think that's actually gonna be pretty bad for the baby. That's gonna be a dead baby. Babies shouldn't drink blood, not even god babies. I'm a parent, I know this.
My pediatrician told me first thing.
Don't feed it adult man blood.
Is your body.
No! Whatever, Pyramid wins, and Boromir and Vincent are freed, and they wander through town, and Boromir's like, I'm actually not coming with you because I wanna go save hot mommy.
I love you, baby.
And I get it.
You understand why I have to do this.
Boobs, boob, and boobies.
Then Vincent and Sharon hitch a ride with the healthcare exec from Saw 6. Oh my god!
What were we talking about?
I guess he became a truck driver after his ass got melted by acid?
Haven't been this way in a long time.
Their worst jobs to have. And then they leave Silent Hill. Oh my god, hooray. Except then a bunch of cop cars whiz by and oh right, isn't Sharon wanted for murder? A murder that literally will never have any other suspects because there aren't any? He was killed by a demon from hell? Well, except for maybe this strange boy that she's with that has no birth certificate, nor social security number, nor any other identification because he was literally born inside of hell? I'm sure they'll be fine though, especially considering Ashworld still technically seems to exist no matter how many little girls they hug to death? Okay.
What the hell happened?
Exactly. What the silent hell happened.
That's it. I'm out of here. Suck my butt, West Virginia. Wait, what happened?
West Virginia is more of a mindset than a physical location.
I feel like that's not true. What's going on? Where am I? So what's the main thing I've always said about Silent Hill? Don't return. And what are they doing? Oh no! Speaking of going places, I was super worried about being late to this movie, and in fact, I arrived 10 minutes after showtime, but I'd forgotten, it's freaking Regal. It's like mostly just a place where they show trailers, I think.
This is the beginning of movie trailers.
And there were a lot of trailers, and they were very random. Ostensibly, they should have been nothing but horror trailers, but it was like horror movie, comedy about, wow, being a mom is hard to dance. It's stupid as shit, right?
But it's so hard.
And then Hunger Games, and then an ad for Amazon.com. Does anybody not know about Amazon.com yet? I was like, wow, that service looks very convenient. And there was another horror movie, and then it was a weird Pepsi ad that was basically trivia to see if you could remember one of the most famous movies in history's most famous quote. There's no place like the farm. Is that it? No, drink Pepsi. And then an assurance that, yeah, more iconic movie moments await in friggin' Return to Silent Hill.
Please don't go any further.
By the time the opening credits actually began, I was psyched to experience this film with the 3 or 4 other people sitting all the way in the back row and definitely giving each other handies. The theater going experience. It's gonna live forever.
That way you always sit in the back, huh?
If you need another hand. This is basically the perfect movie for hand jobs because nobody's there. The whole movie is so dark. You're basically just sitting in a dark room. It's a terrible movie, so you don't need to pay attention. It's not so gory that it like deflates your bone.
I could work with that.
Anyway, our return begins with a long list of all the people who financially backed this movie, like Ashland Hill Media Finance and several other financiers listed literally in the opening credits. 2 seconds in, and I'm 75% sure this movie exists solely to launder money to Eastern European drug lords. But that's not my problem. And eventually we see a cool-ass guy driving a cool-ass car and smoking a cool-ass doobie. He almost slams into a cool-ass truck, but manages to cool-assedly power slide out of the way. But in doing so, he maybe causes this hot lady to spill her suitcase crap everywhere. And our hero attempts to shove her suitcase crap back into her suitcase. Oh my God, it falls out again?
I got it now.
So Hot Lady instantly gives up on her dreams and says, "Never mind, bus, that was my ticket out of town. Just leave without me. There's no hope. My suitcase crap will never stay in my suitcase. Were you ever to return to Silent Hill here, you shouldn't be surprised to find me still stuffing suitcase crap like the mythological Sisyphus."
Sorry.
So the bus driver leaves, never to return to Silent Hill. I have literally never envied a bus driver more. The bus is right there. She's 6 feet away from it. Not even an armful of laundry falls out. Like you could just scoop it up and run on the bus. Just get out of here. He's right here. He's stopped. Just scoop it up and go, you weirdo.
It's gonna take him that amount of time to like close the door and accelerate slowly.
And the amount of time it takes for you to explain that you can't get on the bus, you could just pick up your clothes and get on the bus. It's just funny to have the inciting incident be like the most easily surmountable problem of all time.
I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Anyway, whatever. Suitcase crap lady's name is Mary, and cool ass guy's name is James. Can I make it any more obvious? Ooh, I think there's something here. Some kind of spark. Almost running over a woman and almost getting run over by a man will do that to you. Dave keeps trying to make that happen in his personal life, but it keeps screwing up the trajectory and he keeps running the women fully over. Sorry. One of these days you're gonna nail it, buddy. Oh, you're gonna be in so much love when you don't explode them into a fountain of blood and viscera like you keep doing. Oh, I thought she was the one, but she's not very quick, so I guess not. James is like, "Hey, sorry I almost killed you, and well, missing the bus seems more like your fault, Mary. I shouldn't have to accept blame for that, but I'd love to drive you somewhere." And Mary's like, "Well, I was going to leave the nearby town of Silent Hill forever, but..."
You just head back into town, I guess.
Great.
Yeah. My dreams are dashed. I can't even wait for another bus. Side note, I don't know where this Silent Hill is supposed to be geographically. Like everybody has American accents, even though it's very clearly filmed in Europe, specifically Serbia and Germany. And the big ass snowy mountain overlooking a lake sure doesn't scream West Virginia. Also, oh yeah, that dread you're feeling is because it's about to storm. It does that here sometimes. Quick flash of Mary looking drowned. Speaking of drowning, James wakes up all sad and drunk in a bar. He gets kicked the hell out of the bar because he's a sleepy, clumsy drinker. And outside, James' therapist calls and is like, "Hey man, you still sad about the thing? You gotta stop beating and drinking yourself up about that thing. We gotta make progress on you." And to save us all a lot of time, just know that this therapist on about 15 different occasions tells James, A, well, they've been making progress, and yet B, sure looks like he ain't progressing at this exact moment, and C, the only way to get back to that sweet, sweet progress is if he, James, chooses to progress. Just pause this video and say those 3 phrases out loud to yourself every 5 minutes or so to really immerse yourself in the experience of watching this film like I did. James returns to his cool-ass artsy loft where it's revealed that he is a painter who apparently has painted Mary a bunch. And oh, she's dead now, I think? Which, I mean, that would make her pretty easy to paint. Like, she won't move and change the perspective on you. That's why Dave only paints dead girls. Well, actually, I guess Mary's not so dead that she couldn't leave a letter lying on the floor in the middle of his loft that's like, hey,
Please come back.
can you come back to our place? Something's happened. Love, Mary. Mary! This is basically It's a Wonderful Life. Where's Mary? The old Silent Hill!
Pyramid Head is like, oh, hot dog.
Wish I had $1 million. Hot dog!
Anyway, and James is like, of course this makes sense. So he drives back to Silent Hill, but finds the tunnel blocked. So he rushes to park his car and fall asleep. He wants to help, but he's very sleepy. But like most people who fall asleep, eventually James wakes up and walks into a horrifyingly disgusting bathroom and does nothing in there. Dave was super excited for a balls out poop scene, but nope. This movie, it's a constant tease. He's like, they never show the balls in poop scenes. They're like, we don't have corporate money. We can show balls during a poop scene.
And linger on it if we so please.
Can anyone hear me? So anyway, still full of poop, James then does walk to town and things get progressively ashier until he runs into a nasty looking girl who is definitely Mary. I mean, she looks different, but it's clearly the same actress. Except, oh no, I'm a big dumb idiot because she says her name is Angela, and Angela would love if James could grab a big bag and help her build this dam to hold back these floodwaters. See, it's ashy because the forest caught on fire. And there's also water, I guess. And the water's poison, so don't drink it. You could poop in it if you want with your balls out. Ah, still not going to. Okay. All right, well, I'm still holding on to hope. As James leaves, Angela literally says, if you can't find who you're looking for, you can come back and find me. Okay. Good to know, Angela. You seem like a perfectly reasonable alternate girlfriend. Thanks for the offer. As James walks further, he experiences a whole bunch of flashbacks to him and Mary, who evidently became the girl of his dreams. And as you may have guessed by him having driven there, because you're so good at watching movies, all of you, our place is, or was, Silent Hill. Because even though Mary was actively trying to leave, and James actively lived somewhere that wasn't Silent Hill, they chose to move in together in Silent Hill.
To our special place.
The butthole.
I guess artists technically work from home, so he could paint dead girls from kind of wherever he wants. You don't have to like clock in to go paint dead girls. But before James commits, Mary's like, just to warn you, I have scary hidden parts. And he's like, hell yeah, those are the parts I'm trying to get at. The scarier, the better.
I'm here. I'll always be here.
The butthole.
Back in, I don't know, the present, James finally makes it to town and it is ashy as hell. No pun intended. I wrote it and then I later was like, that's kind of like a pun. So it wasn't intended, but I am emphasizing it. Anyway, James literally mutters to himself as he wanders around like, wow, this is crazy. Or like, this is insane, presumably for the audience's benefit, in case we thought this is what towns usually look like. And I will say, as a country mouse myself, I very much appreciated it. I've been told by Fox News that all big cities are full of crawling homeless guys being melted by armless, faceless, white monster things that puke acid out of their chest and then crawl into sewers when smacked too hard with a pipe, probably looking for universal health care or higher taxes on the wealthy down there, or something equally terrifying and monstrous.
I don't understand why that's taking root, but apparently it is with some folks.
I mean, that's big cities for you. So to avoid getting puked on by all the liberals, James wanders into a hotel where we get another flashback to him meeting Mary's weird-ass friends who seem to have nothing in common with each other than they're all fans of Mary's dead dad. Weird thing to build a friendship around, but hey, some dead dads are sweet. Growing up, one of my friend's dads would take us to see movies like Master and Commander, but he made us all dress up like 18th century sailors and made all of our sisters dress up as winches and serve us food. He's not dead, I don't think, but he was pretty cool. I'd probably start a cult around him, I don't know. Except, oh no, an air raid siren goes off and hell world cometh, and there are liberals everywhere. Although the real issue seems to be this swarm of hungry bugs that eat friggin' everything, including liberals. So James is forced to run into an apartment complex, and if this isn't the most video game ass looking and plotted movie of all time, it's literally just a dude running through low polygon graphics from themed building to themed building. What's next? A hospital? An underwater level? Yes, actually, but we'll get there. For now, turns out there's some freaky people in this freaky apartment complex too, but oh my god, another flashback to him and Mary moving in. God, they were so happy once. What happened? Well, I don't know, but why does he think Mary even still lives in this this hellscape of a town. Because I tell you what, even though he is shockingly unsurprised by all the monsters and the bugs and the shifting between alternate but equally shitty realities, it doesn't look like anybody actually lives here in the traditional sense. Like, what does he think Mary does for work or like for food? Is she catching and eating liberals? Well, I guess that is big cities for you.
We believe that that jobs are created by
absolutely freaky monsters, no matter what it takes.
I don't know. A TV is staticking at him, which gives James a headache and some orgiastic flashbacks. And he calls his therapist for actually at least the third time. I'm skipping some of the calls because I trust that you're pausing the video at the appropriate times. And the therapist herself calls somebody else to perform a wellness check on James. You know, because he's trapped in hell. I assume that means that Doom Guy is coming for him. I'm not sure who else has ready access to hell for the purpose of wellness checks, and I've always thought of Doom Guy as a social worker first and foremost. Another flashback reveals that sometimes Mary's 20 closest friends would just show up in their apartment and be like, "Oh, James is one bad cookie. Oh, love is bad in a general sense. All you need is us. I hate my friends."
Love, Mary.
And then James would walk in and be like, "What is going on here? I don't think I like this." And they'd be all like, "Oh, nothing." And all 20 people would immediately leave while Mary closed the little doors to a shrine to her dad, which James apparently didn't even recognize. He's like, "Wait, is that your dad? I just thought that was a really fancy medicine cabinet. I didn't realize it was a daddy shrine. I think I'm upset by this probably, maybe." Back in hell, James discovers some evidence that suggests Mary actually visited yet another themed building, a hospital. Like I said, classic video game level location. But old puking Eddie here is like, "I'm puking because I'm sick." Why are you puking and sick? Everybody got sick, and that's why they all left. Well, and because of all the fires, and I think there's like poison water. Oh, and there's also an assload of monsters wandering around.
It's mad. It's so mad.
The point is, there are lots of reasons to leave Silent Hill, so why haven't you? But then Eddie literally asks, so what do you do? This insane puking man is actually trying to small talk by asking James about his profession. Incredible. This script is pitch perfect.
You're not from here, are you?
But James doesn't have time to discuss the weather. It's ash, 100% chance, or his favorite sports team, the Silent Hill Evil Bug Swarms. And anyway, he hears a baby crying, so he wanders off to investigate. Eddie comes with him because he's got nothing else going on. He could puke anywhere. It's not like anybody else lives here. Oh, and in case you're wondering, despite the endless horror, Eddie loves living here because he's got the whole city to himself, give or take all the monsters and the flesh-eating bugs. It's just him, his vomit, no food, monsters and flesh-eating bugs. I mean, it's a paradise.
It's mad.
They don't find a baby at all, but rather a weird little girl named Laura, so, you know, close enough. It's basically a baby. And James is like, "Wow, I should save you, Laura. You're basically a baby." But she's hesitant, and anyway, James's head starts hurting again, and Eddie punches James a couple of times for no clear reason, and then a big boy with a pyramid for a head shows up to grunt at them.
You woke him up.
And I'll tell you what, giving Pyramid Head weird little grunts was a bad idea. Way scarier if he's as silent as a hill. Little grunts make you think too much about how much effort it must be to lug his big, stupid helmet around all the time. He's like, "Oh my God, oh.
My friggin' neck.
Oh, I wish I was Yamaka Head. That would have been so much lighter." James escapes Grunt Head, and I guess maybe Eddie dies, maybe he runs away to puke somewhere else. I don't care. And so James runs into a naked dead lady body that rolls its detached head down the hallway at him, and then it reattaches to become a sort of upside down, ass up, naked spider that chases him for a while until it gets in a fight with Pyramid Head, who just pummels the hell out of that naked ass up spider lady until I guess she dies?
Disturbing, psychological.
Now, the director has gone on record to say that he used 0 CG with any of the monsters.
All the creatures are played by dancers and acrobats.
Circus. And I'd really like to meet this naked ass up spider lady in real life and shake all of her mini hands. Really impressive work, naked ass up spider lady. Your up ass was very jiggly in a way that could only be not computer generated. Pyramid Head then finds James hiding in a closet because he never thinks to turn off his friggin' flashlight. But before Mr. Head can clobber James, the siren goes off again like a formal announcement of DJ Khaled's arrival at a club.
Another one.
And this causes both him and Pyramid Head to scream at each other, and then poof, Ash World again. Angela inexplicably reappears to be like, hey dog, some secrets gotta stay secret, am I right? Don't touch me! Anyway, good luck. You have 0 chance of finding or saving Mary. Have fun!
What you're doing, it won't be enough to save her.
Dang it! Outside, James runs into Laura again, and she's playing with some friggin' messed up baby doll on a wall ledge, but then she leaps delicately into James' arms and scampers away, and then James then chases her through some kind of cement maze until he runs into very obviously Mary. Like, Angela's 90% Mary, but this chick is just straight up Mary with a different haircut.
Are you just gonna keep on staring, or are you gonna say something?
Sorry.
So, what's your plan?
Honestly, I have no idea.
James does not mention this, nor seem particularly surprised by it, much in the way he doesn't seem very surprised about anything in this hellscape world. The true mark of a cool-ass dude is if he remains a cool-ass dude, no matter the situation. Hell is full of cool-ass dudes entirely unfazed by all the weeping and gnashing. Or maybe he's just watched Fox News and knows that in big cities, sometimes your dead and or missing girlfriends will reappear with a different haircut, but actually it's not really them, it's fine, it's just the big city.
Everyone got sick in Silent Hill.
Was that your idea?
This apparently not Mary lady is like, hey, let's escape together. And they just instantly leave the maze. For some reason, I thought James might be stuck in the maze for even one harrowing second, but nah, he just finds this random woman, and that's it, problem solved. Not Mary explains that she wants to help James find his girlfriend with him because he's the first normal person she's seen in weeks.
Just wanted to make sure you were real.
Now, James is too cool-ass to ask her what the hell she's been doing here for weeks, but I'm not too cool-ass to admit that I'd like to know. But no, flashback to James following real Mary and her 20 closest friends into an alley and then down into a sewer. Oh wait, no, never mind. Not Mary wakes him up or something and like, okay, let's actually go to that hospital that we've been talking about. And inside, they quickly learn that Mary was poisoned, probably, and even worse, she was poisoned by her dad's followers. Turns out the 20 friends are actually cultists who believed Mary's dad was their god, and so they drugged Mary like every day forever. And this drug apparently kills your free will. And yeah, it also damages your body. So wait, is this a drug or a pill form beef and cheddar? Oh my God. Is the entirety of Silent Hill just an Arby's after 8 o'clock? They don't clean the grill, and so it just creates this constantly falling ash.
Oh, it's bits of beef. Try to catch it on your tongue.
Cut back to his flashback of Mary drinking that drug, I guess, down in the sewer, and then I'm not entirely sure where they're getting the blood or whose blood it is, but the cultists seem to all be licking it off of Mary. Kind of confused what the point of their religion is, and the movie seems entirely disinterested in explaining anything at all, but I will say this looks pretty fun. My church never drugs women and licks blood off them, except on youth retreats. But then DJ Khaled's siren goes off again, and James is back in the hospital with not Mary, but whoops, he enrages a bunch of evil nurses and is forced to clobber a bunch of them in the head while he waits for an old crappy elevator to warm up or something. But in the process, Not Mary gets stabbed pretty bad, so when they arrive on whatever floor, James has to patch up her tummy wound. Finally, Not Mary's like, you can say it, I look just like her. And he's like, how could you even know that? And I'm like, I don't know, man, you just smashed a bunch of weird freaky nurses without faces to death with a pipe. I feel like there are many weirder things happening than this woman who looks identical to your ex-girlfriend somehow knowing what your ex-girlfriend looks like. But Not Mary then makes James promise that if he doesn't find real Mary, he'll leave Silent Hill with Not Mary. And James is like, sure, whatever, I don't care. And he leaves Not Mary behind only to immediately bump into Laura, who randomly accuses James of leaving Mary all alone. And man, I don't care how great Mary was. I think it is time to cut our losses. There's a girl back there who looks identical. Just roll the dice on her. Worst thing she can do is disappear into some sort of liminal hell world.
Are you just gonna keep on staring?
James runs away again because the theme of this movie is James running from or cautiously approaching things, only to then run from those things when the things are revealed to be bad things. And most of it happens in inscrutable darkness. And to be fair to the 3 or 4 people in the back, this is the perfect movie for giving handies.
No one said it would be easy.
You keep making that joke, but you keep making that joke to the guy next to you. It's like, this is a good movie to give handies to, right?
Anyway, James ends up in the toxicology ward, and there's like a weird floating gurney on the ceiling, and he's asked, what did you think you'd find? Which is a great question. Even if you find Mary, she's probably gonna be some ass-up spider lady, or have Lara Croft pyramid tits, or puke acid out of her taint or whatever. She's not gonna be normal Mary, she's gonna be nasty Mary. And indeed, the sheets, I guess, open to reveal what appears to be Mary, but as a mummy and sporting 4 arms that she shoves down James's throat. And okay, I think I'm starting to see the vision here. Maybe James is into all this. I've never dated a mummy lady with 4 arms that she shoved down my throat, so I can't really speak to it. But I'm gonna guess by the fact that Dave's eyes are rolled back in his head and he's violently twitching that he has. Is that true? Ah, I miss you. I shouldn't have hit you with that car. Sorry.
I'll always be here.
James then wakes up for the 100th time, now in what appears to be the same Silent Hill hospital, but in the real world, give or take.
What's going on? Where am I? Hospital. Hospital, yeah.
And his therapist is there in the flesh, and she once again is like, you gotta let go, my guy. Mary's been dead for months.
Why would you say that?
As you can imagine, this causes James to flashback again to a time when Mary entered their apartment to find him looking all sad and angry. She asks if somebody beat him on Madden 15 again and assures him it's okay if they did, because actually 12-year-olds have extra time to practice because they don't have all the responsibilities you do, baby. So you're not any less of a man for getting trounced by the E.J. Manuel-led Buffalo Bills. He's like, no, it's not that. I saw you at a blood orgy.
I almost forgot about that.
Like, oh, I don't know why I thought it was Madden again. I can't read how mad you are. Is it because you saw me at a blood orgy? Because you lost to a 12-year-old in Madden. And she's like, oh, the blood orgy thing. Well, I've been doing that since I was a little girl. It's as normal to me as you getting humiliated by middle schoolers on Xbox Live. Does it make you scared? And James is like, what? I'm not scared. The real problem is Mary's like, are you disgusted? And he's like, yeah, I am disgusted with you. But Mary's like, well, technically this is all your fault, dummy. I was trying to leave and then you brought us back. And I guess I should point out again how stupid it was that they moved here. But then again, if you remember, since she was a child, she's been force-fed an Arby's menu item that killed her free will. So this is mostly on James. I guess she can't really make decisions anymore. I don't really know how having a dead free will due to drugs works exactly. Like, is she incapable of not doing what people ask of her? If I asked her to sign up for my Patreon, would she do it? What? Dave? Yes, we can make him do blood orgies too.
Why would you say that?
Anyway, the point is James is in fact disgusted with Mary for being abused since she was a small child. And he breaks up with her. Cool guy. He's a cool guy. And then Mary dies not too long after that, and I suppose James can't accept what a monstrous butthole he was. And I further suppose the point of everything is that the ass versions of Silent Hill are sort of one big mind metaphor, which is extremely different from the first 2 movies. In those, the town was actually literally destroyed by like a fire or whatever, but this Silent Hill was only metaphorically destroyed, as evidenced by their hospital being totally fine. And everybody in the town in Ashworld was actually dead, but not aware of it because of something, a girl with crazy powers and with a split soul, and the town, you know, was like stuck in purgatory and all kinds of crazy stuff. And basically, there were real things happening in the real world that were crazy, not just exclusively in the mind of one sad boy. Like here, it's just like, oh man, this guy's so sad that he has weird, sad daydreams about like, what if his sadness was a place that weirdly is the same town that he lived in, but here, and also weirdly complicated? Like the siren had a purpose in the first 2 movies. There was an entire society of people trying to survive in what they believed was the post-apocalypse, and aware that sometimes the world got shittier and they needed an alarm to let them know when to seek shelter. Oh, and also the shittiness ultimately was because of Alessa's churning crazy soul or whatever the hell. And look, I'm not saying any of it made sense, but at least it was a built world. Everything was insane, but it all had a reason to be insane. In this movie, they take all those same aesthetics, but then do nothing with it.
Much more disturbing, much more psychological.
Much dumber.
Just like, of course this would be the sort of insane stuff your mind would make up if you were sad about your girlfriend dying. I get that James is an artist and maybe he's got more imagination than Dave, who's barely able to imagine what it'd be like to wear pants. But man, if all this is just coming off the dome, he should write all this down and sell it to, I don't know, Konami or something. Make a video game out of this. Although while you're at it, maybe write a slightly more coherent backstory than, I don't know, when I'm sad, my mind just goes crazy, dude. It just starts imagining ass-up spider ladies, which are of course metaphors for how I like my ladies. And actually, now that I think about it, there are several instances of ladies with either extra arms or no arms in this world. I've got something going on with arms in my sad brain, but I cannot figure out what it is.
This is actually you who keeps having to rewatch the Silent Hill movies. It's become your mind.
Mary's not dead. Not to me.
Because, like, I mean, what is the lore then? Like, I mean, it is just, but like, where did he get all this?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, he just independently came up with the entire plot of another movie that required a lot of like actual real world things to happen to create those circumstances. It's kind of like if I got sad and I just dreamed up Star Wars Episode 10. And that's how I'm dealing with my sadness.
Where it's just like all of these things, but there's no reason for them to be there. It's just like, oh, this frogman has mind powers.
And my therapist is like, you gotta stop thinking that frogmen have powers. And I'm like, I don't know, I think it's real. She's like, that is literally just the plot of Star Wars. I'm like, no, it's my mind. I'm sad.
No, it looks like a moon, but it's metal and it shoots lasers.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta save my girlfriend, Princess Leia. She's like, Jesus Christ.
I've worked with vets, all kinds of trauma. But this is different.
But anyway, James is back in the IRL hospital just long enough for the therapist to reemphasize for the 100th time, none of this is real, which explains why the world building is so stupid. She also says if you want to change it, then you have to choose to change it, James. And James is like, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I hear a siren. Everything's getting so I guess he's not choosing health just yet. So now he's back with not Mary, and she's like, hey, my name is friggin' Maria. Kissy kissy. Oh, by the way, if you want to just stay here instead of helping me escape like you promised, that's fine too. Dude, who cares? It's all in your dumb brain. We all know this is some stupid mind trip now, so actually nothing matters. James says nothing, so they hop on the elevator again to go even more down, and Maria's like, why are you doing this? As if that hasn't been stated 400 times. He's looking for Mary, metaphorically, because he's sad about leaving her, literally. The mystery is over, babe.
It's over if you want it to be.
Great.
Yeah. So actually, wait, is the cult of Mary's dad still out there? Like, what are they up to these days? Should James tell the police about them or something? The doctor on an audio recording explained to Mary that she's been poisoned by the cult, meaning at least he was aware who did it to her, so have they been arrested or murdered by vigilantes? Like, that part of Silent Hill is in the real world, not just something that James's crazy mind made up, so I feel like somebody should deal with that. But anyway, he's not gonna deal with that, I don't know. They end up in another hallway maze full of paintings of Mary, and James is like, okay, Maria, you're not real, so I'm gonna hold my head and scream until Pyramid Head murders you, because yeah, I am Pyramid Head. Oh my God, twist. To make sure you don't miss that reveal, I'm also gonna flash back to me with a horrible fake beard painting a pyramid, sort of, over a painting of myself, which, wow, narcissist much? You're sad your girlfriend died and you still take the time to paint massive self-portraits? Whoops, then he falls in some water and then he wakes up on a beach and Silent Hill's on fire, so he runs into the burning hotel and Laura's in there with eyeballs pointed in the wrong directions, and I swear to God, they just used a Premiere twirl effect because the camera pans away and the twirl around her eyes accidentally slips off for a second to just twirl a back wall. I don't know what you did, but it left her eye. I know I say this a lot, but it's crazy that movies like this exist. If I can ever get my head above water, Dave and I have several horror short ideas that we're gonna make, and I can almost guarantee they will be at least as good as Return to Silent Hill.
Nothing will ever absolve you from your sins.
Anyway, Laura is like, are you ready to face us? Because yeah, remember Mary's full name? You know, Mary Angela Laura Crane? Mary Angela Laura freaky ass spider lady pyramid head swarm of bugs Crane. Do you not remember all my middle names? Because I, Laura, am also Mary, and Angela is also Maria, and wait, is Maria not Mary?
Not to me.
Or is like Maria the Jewish version of Mary? Honestly, it's super weird to have a secret middle name twist that only explains 2 of the 3 characters we've encountered here. But still, wow, that's crazy.
I'm some of the characters you've encountered before.
Who the hell's Maria? It's the same actress as the others. They're like, okay, well, it would be ridiculous if she had 3 middle names. That doesn't make any sense.
And I part-time as a buff pyramid headed.
Yeah. Well, no, that's James. That's James Pyramid Head whatever his last name is. From there, we get some disturbing imagery of Angela/Mary being, I guess, sexually abused by freaky bed monsters, though now James loves her anyway, what a hero. And then she burns up, and so he chases Laura again because James's cardio is insane. My man can run for days. In his mind, I guess it's easier to imagine running than to actually run. I should try James's exercise regimen. Now I just need to experience some horrific trauma. Hey Dave, do you mind going and laying in front of my car out there? I want to try something for my health. Just lay down in front of it for a minute if it's for my health. Flashback! Apparently James did eventually come back to see Mary once she got sick, you know, from the literal lifetime of poison. And he's like, my bad for leaving you. And Mary's like, no biggie, I was gonna die either way because, you know, a lifetime of poison. But then Mary's like, actually, I do have one favor to ask if you don't mind. Could you smother me to death real quick? And James is like, of course, babe, why not? You don't need to ask me twice. It's the least I can do. Do you also want me to set you on fire, eat your toes one by one until you die from having no toes? Just say the word, Mary, girl of my dreams. There you go. Could you poison her or something? She's very used to eating poison. Being smothered to death seems awful.
Depends what you're getting smothered by.
Oh, like a butt or something? I was just saying, if I got smothered by a butt, go out the way I came in, you know, through a lady butt.
Hash browns would be fun.
Whoops, now we're back on the not real hotel roof and there's a gurney floating and then James is floating and then the gurney turns and four-armed mummy Mary is in there, but then she sort of turns into like a moth lady and then James is like, oh, okay, I know what my problem is. After I smothered you to death, I should have killed myself. How stupid of me to have not killed myself. So while still in Ashworld, he grabs Mary's body that I guess became a regular body and not a moth body, and then he throws it in his car and then he drives them both into the water to presumably drown, except then they're almost hit by an underwater truck and then poof, we're back at the intro. What? How? Except this time, James has all of these memories, and instead of driving her back to Silent Hill, they ostensibly drive away. And that's it! Does this mean he's fully insane, though, right? Like, just because his imagination is happier now doesn't mean he's not actively tied up in a psych ward or whatever somewhere. Well, regardless, I'm happy for him. I think this is probably the best way to mentally deal with abandoning your abused girlfriend who you victim blamed and then literally smothered to death. I literally cannot think of a better solution. Way more effective than CrossFit, especially imaginary CrossFit like James does. So I just need to stop imagining I'm in West Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah! Oh my God. I totally forgot I was smothering Dave. Ah! 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 Sorry.